audio ready? All right.
Good afternoon. My name is Anu Gopalakrishnan, and thank you so much for coming this afternoon to the India Abroad Dialogue. We will be speaking about socioeconomic ties and building narratives in Detroit, and it's going to be a fascinating afternoon. Before we start, I would like to really thank, and because we are very grateful for Madhav Reddy, Sri Madhav Reddy ji, to offer HTC Global Services as the venue by India Abroad. So thank you so much to him and his team. And I'd now like to welcome Anjani Tiwari to talk a little bit about a fascinating event that is happening with regard to heartfulness. I think we really need the community to come together. So we will start with that and then have our conversation. Anjani Tiwari.
Thank you, Anuji.
This World
I'm trying to
Meditation
connect
Day,
this
21st December,
topic with
I invite
socio-economic
each one of
ecology
you
as
to
well.
pause for a few minutes
The
to turn inward and
power
meditate
of
together
collective coherence for
on the
systematic
peace and
or
well-being of
systemic
our
change.
world.
So inner
When
transformation
thousands or
can
millions
bring
of hearts come
certain
together
impact,
in a
and to that,
single meditative
an
intention,
initiative that
it
connects
creates
our
a subtle
individual
field
well-being
of harmony.
directly to the
A collective
resilience and success of
consciousness,
our
an egregore, is formed.
community and those around us and the wider world. Daji, who is Heartfulness Global Guide, invites us all to participate in World Meditation Day on December 21st. This is more than just a mind-related exercise. It's a strategic move towards collective coherence. Now, the effect of this coherence, when thousands or millions of individual hearts focus on shared intention for peace, will create powerful, measurable field of harmony. Science has confirmed that they have studies which show that mass meditations create coherence in this collective human field. Why it matters to us when we come together, that will translate into a more stable, cooperative, and ethically driven ecosystem, which is essential for long-term stability and growth of our community and the world. Socio-economic benefits. This piece, this practice, the meditation practice, which came from our ancient tradition, directly supports us in our professional lives and the wider economy. It fosters ethical decision making and altruism, reducing friction and boosting cooperation across teams and different supply chains. Also, it improves emotional resilience and reduces burnout, leading directly to greater productivity and job satisfaction. This intention of peace and harmony extends to our planet, and it strengthens our collective connection with nature, driving more sustainable choices, supporting our environmental goals. It also shifts our focus towards regenerative value, complementing economic targets with ecological and social well-being of us all. Each one of us, everyone in the world, each heart has an active role. It's not a passive activity. By taking just a few minutes on December 21st to hold a sincere intention for peace, we will be actively participating in the evolution of human consciousness and contributing to a more just and sustainable world. This will take place on December 21st, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And current registrants for this activity are from 160 countries, and more than 500,000 have already registered. I would just quickly show you a poster here. You can go to YouTube, take a look at it, or scan the QR code outside as you walk out, or anyone looking at this can scan the QR code, register yourselves, and be counted in million or more than million. Each heart counts. One heart at a time brings peace to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I wanted to also, on behalf of the Indian American community, welcome the India Abroad team. I think since we have been an immigrant here, just moved into this state, India Abroad has been a staple for all of us because that was the go-to media portal if you want to have national news or national trends, lifestyle. We just used to and continue reading everything that you have been providing us for. But India Abroad has touched about 1.5 million subscribers or readers, and that itself is a tremendous feat. And it gives us great pride in bringing the team here to have a dialogue right in Troy, which is one of the biggest Indian American hubs in the state of Michigan. I'd like to welcome Supal Singh Danua he is the editor-in-chief of India Abroad Punjab, to give us some welcome note. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Congressman Shri Thanidaji, respected guests, community leaders, and friends of India Abroad. It is truly an honor to welcome you all to the Indian Abroad Dialogue and to see such a distinguished gathering here in Detroit that represent the strength, resilience, and contribution of the Indian diaspora in America. Today, I stand before you not just as a speaker, but as a caretaker of a legacy and a participant in its renewal. India Abroad is not merely a newspaper, it is an idea. It is a record of history. And most importantly, it is a responsibility. For over 5 decades, India Abroad has served as a trusted window into the lives, struggles, successes, and voices of Indians living across the world. At the time when our community had little visibility in mainstream media, India Abroad documented our journey quietly, credibly, and consistently. In 2022, India Abroad entered what I call a new at a moment when media credibility was under global stress, when echo chambers were growing louder than facts, and when diaspora stories were either ignored or oversimplified. Senior journalist Lalit Shah stepped forward with vision and courage. Lalit Shah, whose journalistic career in Washington, D.C. needs no introduction, came forward to revive, reimagine, and relaunch India Abroad with one clear principle that diaspora journalism must remain free, fair, balanced, and deeply responsible. I joined him shortly after driven by the same belief that India abroad must not only survive in the digital age, but lead with integrity in it. From 2022 onward, we consciously rebuilt India abroad as a multi-platform, multilingual, and community-centered media institution. Today, India abroad speaks in recognition of the diversity of the Indian diaspora. English for global reach, Hindi for cultural and political depth, Punjabi for community voice and lived realities, Gujarati for entrepreneurship and heritage, and many more are coming. And beyond print and digital journalism, we expanded into video storytelling because the new generation consumes news differently, but still deserve truth, context, and balance. We cover all subjects and all spheres, from geopolitics to grassroots issues, from culture and tradition to real life challenges, from opinion and debate to stories that rarely make it into mainstream headlines. So, what is our mission behind this? Our mission is simple yet demanding. We are not here to push narrative. We are here to reflect the realities. We believe the Indian diaspora is not a monolith. It is complex. It is aspirational. It is sometimes conflicted and often deeply inspiring. India Abroad exists to tell these stories without fear, without favor, and without filters imposed by ideology or convenience. That belief is what brings us to the India Abroad dialogue. These dialogues in Detroit and Chicago, these dialogues in Detroit and Chicago are not symbolic events. They are extensions of our newsroom into the community. Here, journalists listen as much as they speak. Here, voices that are often unheard are given space. Here, difficult questions are welcomed, not avoided. Because meaningful journalism does not end with publishing, it begins with engagement. As we look ahead, the future vision of India abroad is clear: to remain in a credible global voice for the Indian diaspora, to strengthen community dialogue and civic participation, to mentor the next generation of diaspora journalists, and to ensure that truth, balance, and accountability remain non negotiable values. In an age where attention is cheap but trust is rare, India abroad chooses trust. I want to conclude by saying this: India abroad belongs not to anyone individual. India abroad belongs not to anyone individual, any editor, or any organization. It belongs to the community it serves. And with and with your support, your engagement, and honest feedback, this new era of India abroad will not only document history but help shape it. Thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for believing in responsible journalism. And thank you for being here today. Thank you so much. And also, David, you guys can comment.
Thank you so much, Supalji, for highlighting India Abroad's fair journalism that also puts a spotlight on shared values. Thank you so much for all the work that India Abroad team has been doing for the community. With no further ado, I would like to invite an individual who's no stranger to the community. He has been working very hard in the sidelines as well as in the front line, leading our community all the way to DC, Congressman Shri Thanedar, who proudly represents the people of Michigan's 13th congressional district, which includes much of Wayne County, including the city of Detroit, Grosse Pointe, and downriver. Congressman Thanedar is passionate about fighting to improve the lives of hardworking families in Metro Detroit. Prior to being elected to Congress in 2022, Congressman Thanedar served in the Michigan House of Representatives. With the state capitol, he helped pass the largest increase in per pupil funding for Michigan public schools in state history. Congressman Thanedar knows firsthand how important education can be for a young person, just as it is for him. I've known him for several years now. We've been observing everything that you have been doing for the community. Congressman Thanedar, it's your turn to take the spotlight.
Good afternoon. How's everybody? Thank you all. And thank you to the Account team. You know, in 1979, I was 24 years old. Came to United States, which was actually denied 4 times before it got approved. With $20 in my pocket, you know, my story is no different from many of yours. And when I was used to be homesick and I want to know about India, I used to go to the grocery store. There was only one Indian grocery store where I was growing, and pick up a fresh copy of India Abroad, and that was my source. And so I have been following the progress, and now seeing Lalitji Lalija, the CEO of India Abroad, Paji, of the Punjabi edition, in your hands. This publication is going to do very well. You know, I have seen Lalitji operate. He's very fair. He's a great journalist with high integrity. He will bring this integrity to India Abroad. And I wish India Abroad all the success that you deserve. And I particularly honored that India Abroad chose in their 10-city tour, Detroit, Metro Detroit, as their first stop. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for honoring the great city of Detroit, Metro Detroit. And I also want to thank all of you. Many of you I know activists you know, in our community. And because of your support, I am happy and honored to be the first Indian American from the state of Michigan in US Congress. I will welcome everyone here. I'm very grateful that you've chosen Detroit as the first stop for national city. Events like these are critical to build between American policymakers and the Indian American diaspora, which has often been neglected and are underrepresented in our national political scene. And Detroit is an especially appropriate place to kick off this dialogue series. From a strong history of innovation to always getting back up when we are knocked down. The city of Detroit and the Indian American community share a great deal of similarity. Nearly 12 years ago, Detroit declared bankruptcy caused by decades of financial problems. That city was an all-time low, but now we have been able to rebuild and entered a resurgent global center for manufacturing technology continues to build across the world. Financial services sector highlighted by Rocket Mortgage, second largest mortgage lender in the United States, doing that. While Detroit continues to grow, the job is there. I'm incredibly proud of our city, resistant and above the people of Detroit have been and stay great for growth. The statewide Indian American community has contributed to a wide variety of fields: STEM, small businesses, education, healthcare, research, and among the fastest growing. We are the fastest growing Indian American community in the Midwest, and they have created UA in Detroit. I have particular appreciation for the individuals who have revived our city, who are jobs in hope for a better day in block. Before I went to Congress, I was a senior entrepreneur for my many years, 30 some years. I built companies that brought life-saving drugs to market. I understand the challenges of even entrepreneur space because I experienced them myself. In their stories, I see flashes of I am also committed to strengthening the relationship. And I strongly believe that two countries must have strong relations. Relations are natural partners that share democratic values and key economic strategic interests. From defense technology, education, supply chain resilience, and counterterrorism cooperation. It is a complete win-win for India and United States to maintain our strong partnership. Michigan also has a strong role in this partnership, from auto sector collaboration to building out our EV ecosystem to advanced manufacturing and the talent is required. Rest assured, I'm working across the aisle to further build on the bipartisan consensus on strengthening India-US ties. As many of you know, before I got my start in politics, I was a scientist and a senior entrepreneur. We talked about how critically important technology and innovations are to here in Michigan. To our people. I believe that the future of technological innovation is brighter now than it has ever been before. From artificial intelligence and computing to innovation and semiconductor technology are proceeding at an unbelievable rapid pace. I am hopeful and excited about this innovation because I know that if we play our cards right, these advancements can strengthen our workforce and our economy for generations to come. But we must play our cards right. We must make sure that our workforce is properly trained and equipped with these innovations. So the new technology can serve as a job creator rather than a worker replacement. The way to ensure these innovations are positive is through stronger collaboration between two economic powers like the United States and India. Talent development in workforce training. Indian American innovators are shaping the next wave of global technology leadership, and it's good not to foster stronger collaboration between our two countries by preparing for the new advanced future ahead of us. As the representative for Detroit and other surrounding communities, I'm committed to helping Detroit become the leading AI mobility hub that can only be achieved by tapping into talent of Indian American engineers and founders and bringing them to the forefront of this new technological revolution. He has made one thing clear. Immigration has greatly benefited America by giving us the best shot at recruiting top talent from all around the world. And India has long been a fantastic source for remarkable talent in STEM, especially the tech sector. While the current administration is fighting to suppress Indian American immigrants from green card backlogs to H-1B uncertainties, Indian Americans are living in a scary times right now. But I promise you here today that I will continue to fight to empower the Indian American community in Michigan across the nation. I continue to work with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle for immigration reform that country and improves the American economy. I'm also happy to say that currently in Congress, I have co-sponsored a bill to double the H-1B visa numbers, which is what our technology needs. As a proud Indian American member of Congress, I'm calling on Indian Americans everywhere in the United States to get involved in civic engagement, voting, volunteering, community organizing, and all other forms of civic engagement make our community stronger and give us a seat at the table. We are strong, proud community, and when we stand together, we can accomplish anything we set our minds to. We have already made so much progress. Michigan and India are already economically linked. Michigan can play a real role as a gateway for greater collaboration between the United States and India, particularly in the advanced manufacturing space. We see the connection clearly in the auto and technology sector. The Detroit-based Ford Motor Company recently announced plans to invest $32.5 billion in India to manufacture new engines. That decision reflects confidence in India's work, its manufacturing capability, and its long-term growth. It also shows how companies based in Michigan continue to think globally while remaining rooted. Ford is not alone. Other American companies, including Apple, have expanded production in India, with iPhones now being made across multiple. This shows that strong manufacturing does not have to come at the expense of global partnerships. In fact, working with India helps strengthen supply chains, drive innovation, and support workers and consumers in both countries. That is a win for Michigan. It is a win for India. Our partnership goes beyond economics. The United States and India are both pluralistic democracies built on the idea that people of different religions, ethnicities, and backgrounds can live together with dignity and respect. As we face global challenges such as climate change, cybersecurity threats, trade tensions, and public health crisis, our collaboration is more important than ever. Our collaboration and cooperation must be based not only on defense and economic agreements, but also on strong people-to-people connection, shared democratic values. That includes standing firmly against hate and discrimination in all forms, including hate directed at Hindu communities. Recent reports of anti-Hindu violence have increased in both frequency and severity, making me deeply concerned about the well-being of Hindus across the world. That's why I have led an anti-phobia resolution where I call for celebrating the historical and ongoing contribution of Hindus and Hinduism to the United States of America, recognizing the vibrant Hindu culture that enriched American cultural diversity and condemning Hindu phobia, anti-Hindu bigotry, hate, and intolerance. There is no place for religious hatred in our great country. No one should fear violence, harassment, or exclusion because of their faith, their heritage, or who they are. Christ's diversity is one of the greatest strengths. It is a city shaped in immigrants, faith communities, and cultures from around the world. It reflects the values that both United States and India share. I know our community can lead the way to creating a better US-India relationship in all facets of society. I thank you all for the opportunity to address you here today. Again, I'm deeply grateful to India Abroad for choosing the great city of Detroit to launch this nationwide dialogue series. This series will only be the beginning of a continued rich partnership between India, the United States, and the Indian American diaspora. I wish you the best for rest of your nationwide dialogue. I wish all of you happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman Tanida, for your cohesive narrative that you have put together for our community. We have so much work to do. Thank you for all the work that you have been doing and continue to do for us. I'd like to invite our wonderful journalist I think part of India Abroad team in DC, Lalit Shah, a well-known name in the journalism circles, to have, I don't think we have a 5 years, so we're going to have a flower-side chat with Congressman Tanedar. So thank you so much.
This has been an amazing experience. This is an honor of a lifetime. And
Same here.
I want to about my
Experience of growing up in poverty in India. In a PhD program at the University of Texas. All I needed to do was get a visa. American embassy was pretty standing at 5 o'clock in the morning. The number was at 11 o'clock. And I go to this window where first time I'm speaking to a American person. Her name was Virginia, and she was behind the window asking me questions. And I answered it in Marathi medium. I didn't speak very much English then. And she asked me so many questions, and I did my best to answer. And after 10 minutes, she pushed the papers through the window towards me, and she said, "Mr. Tanadar, I cannot give you a student visa." And that crashed all my dreams. For the first time in my life, I fell down to the ground, lost consciousness. And after about 5 minutes, when I opened my eyes, I looked up, and Virginia had come out of her window with a glass of water, but no visa. Then after I applied for visa 3 more times, she promptly rejected my visa. And the 5th time they approved my visa, and I said, "Why did Miss Virginia change her mind?" And they said, "Oh, Miss Virginia's gone to America for her vacation." And someone else looked at your papers. Today, as a member of the United States Congress, I sit on the Homeland Security Committee. I'm the ranking member of the Oversight Homeland. And I have a seat at the table to craft America's immigration policies. So what a great country this is. And immigrants have done so much. And so I'm delighted to be in Congress. I'm delighted to work. It's not always, we are in a minority right now, so it's not always easy to get things done. But we have an important role to ensure that this administration follows our Constitution, they do lawful activities, and keep them honest. So there's a lot of work to do. Just this week, I introduced articles of impeachment against the defense secretary, and I was questioning the Secretary Noam, Homeland Security, at a committee hearing. So I continue to represent Detroit. I continue to fight for my constituents and continue to fight with this administration.
Thank you, Congressman. I'll ask two questions and I'll open the floor for audience. 10 years ago, not many Indian Americans were in office. Number of them in the state level, district level, to the parliament, senate. You might have a senate, some even in the senate as well. What is your message to those young Indian Americans who wants to run for office?
Well, I encourage young and old, everyone to be politically active. And on such a cold day, you all showed up here. You all showed up here, and that shows your passion and your interest in becoming a part of. We Indian Americans have done so well in every sector, in business, in medicine, in science, academia. At the same time, we need to continue to get into politics. We are Americans as much as anyone else is, right? And it's not about just economic well-being of ours. We all came here, many of us came here for economic well-being. But beyond that, we have a civic responsibility. And I'm so encouraged to see young people all across are using that. I did this politics as my second career. I was in private sector, and I felt at one time I achieved my American dream. I want to go help others achieve their American dream. But I see young people all across the country taking part in politics, and that's what we need to be. We need to be activists. We need to fight for a cause. It's not to be taken for granted. Look at currently the wave of anti-immigrant wave all across America. We are talking about speed voting. We are talking about just all kinds of ICE activities all over. So if we don't stand, for this, then we would be. We cannot protect our freedom. We cannot protect our rights, and it is so critical. Beyond economic success, our community, the American community, must be very active in politics. Doesn't matter what party you go to. What matters most is that you vote. Currently, our voting record is very, very low. And we need to really vote. 70–80% of our community must vote. Currently, we are in the 15 to 20%. So we need to vote. We need to. We've done a great job in keeping our culture, promoting our culture, maintaining our ties to the culture. But we need to really be active. All of our organizations need to go beyond just cultural excellence. We need to get into political and issue-based issues. And I'm really appreciative India Abroad taking this tour all across the 10 big cities in the United States to bring this awareness to our community.
One of the best part of this country is the freedom to express what you want to do. And not many people in the world have that opportunity as we do. Residents. Having said that, traditionally Indian Americans have been, for the last 10 to 20 years, we have seen a gradual shift from Democrats to Republicans. Still, the majority is still are Democrats who are serving, but this number of them are moving towards Republican side. In the last 1 year, we have seen a little bit harsh and we saw that in the House committee hearing this week as well. Isn't it that in the democracy we should respect the will of the people this time has been is there need to impeach him?
Well, look, when a president takes gifts like a $400 billion gift from Qatar, that is not constitutionally right. When the president issues executive orders to cancel birthright citizenship, that's not constitutionally right. A president cannot be sued in court. The only way a president can be brought to justice is through Congress. Congress has the unique ability to impeach a president. It's not easy to impeach a president. There's a lot of hoops to do. You need 66 votes in the U.S. Senate to be able to do that. You need a simple. But it is important that when illegal acts happen, when basically people are being murdered by U.S. military, that is not acceptable. That's not American. That's not our Constitution. And the only recourse Congress has is impeachment. And that's why those are the ways we have proceeded to do.
Thank you. That's what the US Congress continue to say. I'd like to open this floor for questions from the audience. Anyone who wants to ask a question?
Hi, thanks for coming here, Shri Thanedarji.
Please say your name.
My name is Ajit Karakol. I'm an activist for Hindu community here. Again, my name is Ajit Karakol. I'm an activist for Hindu community. Thanks for coming. You graced this occasion today. One of the acute concerns that Indians in America are having today is the tensions in relationship between India and America. And it affects all our lives as Indians here.
Be the tensions, be the trade issues or geopolitical tensions with India buying oil from Russia, America seem to be supporting our adversaries in India's neighborhood. What can Democrats as a group do to convince the administration and bring them on a more balanced tack in the relationship?
Dr. Ajit, thank you. Thanks. Great question. And, I say this not just as an Indian American. I say just as a member of U.S. Congress, someone who's patriotic, someone who cares about the United States. The United States needs India. The United States needs India because China has become so aggressive. China is not a democracy. China is a growing threat to the United States. Whether it's cyber attacks, whether it is competition. So India, with its the fifth largest economy in the world, soon to be the third largest economy in the world. United States needs India to counterbalance Chinese aggression. And I understand it looked like the Indian community felt that Mr. Trump and the memories of Howdy Modi, right? And the Trump's and Modi's friendship. It felt like after Trump comes to power, India and US are going to be very good friends. However, Mr. Trump believes that India's trade practices are unfair. And that is one of the stumbling blocks in good India-US relationships. Also, India has kept its economic and commercial relationship with Russia. It continues to buy military parts. Most of India's military parts equipment comes from Russia. India has not done as much business with the US as US would like to see. So the tensions are all because of the perception that India's trade practices are unfair to the United States. The second reason is India's continued relationship with Russia. And those are the two stumbling blocks. Those need to be ironed out. Those need to be sorted out between the two countries. It should not be done through slapping tariffs, one-sided tariffs, the way President Trump has done. I don't think that is productive for a good India-US relationship.
these matters need to be discussed and sorted out in a more reasonable dialogue. There should be a better dialogue to be able to do this so that we can have lasting good relationship between these two countries. And it is essential that these two countries get along, they work together, have a great collaboration on all fronts to counteract China's aggression. Wait for the mic and start with your name. Keep the question brief.
Hi everyone, my name is Nandan Shah. Good afternoon, Congressman Kanadalji. Just a slightly off political question. Since you took the office of Congress, did you try to meet Miss Virginia to thank her that she took that vacation to America?
No, I have not met Miss Virginia Nandanji.
I think you should try to meet her. It will make her proud that you're here and representing that great Indian American community.
I will look for her. She must be retired by now, but I will look for her.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, dear Mr. Daniel. I have a question regarding the Indian community versus American community and Americans. See, the basic thing is what I was thinking is, most of the Americans are afraid of jobs because of high skilled jobs are being occupied with Indian community. So, what as a political leader, all our political leaders have to put some searching or something to make sure that the Americans don't have that much of and get them, get Indians being hated, as it happens in Australia, you see now. The Congress leaders are all Indian help on this.
Thank you. That is a very, very good question. It is the need of the time right now. With Trump's first term and now this term, there has been a hate, there's a lot rising hate against immigrants, against Indian Americans in particular. And that is totally unfounded. We need to educate people. Their jobs are not, American jobs are not lost because of immigrants. In fact, when immigrants come to our country, it's a win-win. Immigrants help our technology companies to succeed. It helps immigrants help our GDP to grow. Immigrants help our technological innovation. Immigrants help our discovery. And the truth is that America does not produce enough skilled labor. America does not produce enough skilled engineers, medical professionals, and for America's continued growth, it needs to rely on immigrants. We are a nation of immigrants. It is America's greatness is not despite immigrants, it's because of the contribution of immigrants. And unfortunately, some politicians have created this fear among Americans, especially rural America, that immigrants take away their jobs. And that's further from truth. And we need to do more education. We need to talk about this. I, in Congress, often talk about my own story. Being able to come here as a student, being a serial entrepreneur, creating thousands of jobs, contributing so much to the economy. And I am not alone. There's many, many immigrants who have done that and contributed. So the current hate that is being spread across America is unfounded and is counterproductive. And we are going to continue to fight against it, and we're going to continue to help America understand and continue to honor immigrants and understand the role of immigrants in the growth of the United States.
Thank you. We have one more question from
This will be last question due to time.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Ramadasam. I'm into tech space. I have met you earlier and very inspiring. And today you encourage both young and old come and join politics. So I have a question for my friends, those who are watching. Though we are here, I'm very much active in I'm from Odisha, active with, let's say, OSA, like Tana, like Parakhamandal, right? I attend the India Day. A lot of people, they are not here, not there. So what is your message to them? What does it mean? They are not mixing. They don't feel proud being a Hindu, or right. I have seen a lot of people. They even don't go to temple. They are saying, no. That means what? They are not here and not there. So what is your message to them?
Well, just participate. We gotta be participating. We gotta be part of the mainstream. We gotta be part of the politics. And we can't just say, "Oh, I am not interested in politics," because politics impacts your life. It impacts your immigration status. It impacts your job status. It impacts every part of your life, your children's lives. So we need to stay active. If we are not, then we will be on the menu. So that's what we need to watch out. We need to continue to be active, and we need to be proud of ourselves for what we've done in every other aspects. But we need to continue to come into politics and continue to help this nation to become even bigger than what it is.
Thank you, Congressman, for starting up the Indian Dialogue History. So thank you so much on behalf of India for having the meeting comment. Thank you.
Infused with love, it becomes a force. Namaste, my dear friends. This World Meditation Day, 21st December, I invite each one of you to pause for a few minutes to turn inward and meditate together for the peace and well-being of our world. When thousands or millions of hearts come together in a single meditative intention, it creates a subtle field of harmony, a collective consciousness, an egregore is formed. When this field is infused with love, it becomes a force for transformation. The power of collective meditation is not a matter of belief or wishful thinking. Researchers at Princeton University observed that during major global meditations, physical measuring devices became more orderly, revealing a subtle coherence in the collective human field. The heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the body. When many hearts come together with this single intention of peace, the results are there for all of us to see, to witness. This practice of meditation is not bound by religion or any culture or a belief. It is a universal act of remembrance, of returning to that higher wisdom where all hearts meet. When we sit quietly, with gently keeping our eyes closed and holding a sincere intent for peace and harmony, we participate in something far greater than ourselves. Modern science confirms that you need no special training for this, no particular posture, no religious affiliation. Meditate on what resonates with your own understanding and tradition. If you are a Hindu, you will meditate on Divya Prakash, the divine light. If you are a Muslim, meditate on Nur-e-Ilahi, the light of the Lord. If you are a Christian, meditate on divine light or the love of Lord Jesus Christ. If you know another path, meditate on the divine presence as you understand it. And if you do not believe in any God, it is just fine. Simply meditate on the presence of love in your heart. To make it easier, you will be guided through the meditation on YouTube on the World Meditation Day. Please do join. Even 5 minutes can make a profound difference, if not to the world, at least to you. Your intention carries tremendous power. Please do not underestimate the significance of your participation. Each sincere heart that joins this meditation adds strength to this collective field. This is not a passive hoping, this is active participation in the evolution of human consciousness. It is the recognition that we are not isolated individuals, but interconnected beings whose well-being is intimately tied to one another. Dear friends, on this World Meditation Day, let us demonstrate once again that when humanity unites in love with a shared purpose, miracles are not only possible, they are inevitable. With deepest love to all, please join us.
Good. Should we start now? Thank you. Welcome to the second panel for the India Abroad Dialogue. Start with Sunny. For your new position, all of us. Fighting for the country, not only Michigan, for the rest of the country as well. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Avinash Rajmali. Thank you for joining the other forum. Dr. Ajit. Anu, please join us. Mr. Ashok. And Hemaji. Again, welcome to the India Dialogue in this call.
Sunny Lady, first with you. You have been elected first time Indian American has elected a vice chairman of the political party in Michigan. A broad moment for the country. What made you run for this position? What are you going to do?
First of all, just want to say thank you very much. Actually, most of you guys supported me in the last election, and it wasn't easy, but all of you guys stood with me, and it's not just my win; it's because of you where I am today. Thank you for that. So, Indian Americans are one of the richest in this country. We contribute a lot to the taxes. We are law-abiding citizens. We follow every rule. We pretty much contribute a lot to the education.
So, someone else will make a deal. So either you want to so we need to decide. I want to be I want to show the next generation. That's one of the reasons I think about. So thinking about it, how can I be when I started my life, my so that's where I thought that
I was the first candidate to win first time. Pretty much everybody ran 2 or 3 times before they win. So it was possible. It was possible because of all of you guys. I wouldn't have made this. Community stood by me. Whole community stand.
So it's my job to make sure that next generation kids need to
When they look at it, you know what? Leadership is not an option. We can achieve. We can be there. We can do whatever we have to do it. And when Sunny Uncle can do it, why not me? And that's the message I want to give it to the next generation kids.
Thank you. Avinashi, not many people know about it, but you are helping secure the border for all of us.
That's right.
Tell us that.
Thank you. My name is Avinash Rajmale. I've been here for 38 years in this country. So, 1987, I came here Wednesday, and I'm really proud of Sunny. And we were students walking on the street there, and I was Wednesday. That's a great achievement. And I'm really proud. We are Indian people. And not only that, it's not an easy election. It's a statewide election. We got more than 2.2 million votes. That's good. He did a great job. He did great, yes, very well. Saying that, I came here, I did my engineering, Then I always had this burning desire to start the company. So in 1994, I started the company. So when I started the company, so many difficulties and troubles, and did not know where to go, how to seek financing, where the registration, what to do. So it was difficult. So that time there are some businesses out there, like Indian businesses. So we got together and we started organizing called Indo-American Chamber of Commerce USA. That's 2003. So after me starting a business, that my struggle and some of our colleagues' struggle, we thought that we should have some kind of organization like this and help new businesses, new startup businesses to where to get the financing and all. So I think there is a resource available for all of you guys. And Anu is a director, executive director of the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, and office is in downtown Detroit. I think we have all kind of resources available. I think if you're open for starting your businesses, we are there to coordinate. Not only you, but the businesses coming from the India also. So coming back to my business, what I do is we build infrastructure for the water, wastewater, water treatment plant, wastewater treatment plant, and all the military construction. So in the military construction, the defense wall, which is coming between US and Mexico, that was the wall started like 8 years ago. And that I was one of the contractors. We got, there were like 10 contractors they selected to build the wall from California to all the way to Texas. So we were one of the contractors. We started building that wall. And it's a lot of challenges because terrain is different. It was costing us that time almost $13-14 billion a mile. So we were responsible for building wall as well as the gates, which are control points, and as well as the bridges and the road along it. Technology, innovations. There are so much technology we were putting there, cameras and the satellite technologies. So the challenges what I want to talk about here is today is that I deal with water, wastewater. There are challenges in water, wastewater because we have our sea level is rising. We have a tremendous discussion in this. Army Corps of, in the United States, Army Corps of Engineers is the agency looks after all these natural resources, waterways, and all the environmental issues. So the water level in the sea is rising, like Louisiana, for example. So every year, hundreds of small lakes are getting polluted with the salt water. So we're depleting that resource. Similarly, Great Lakes water, the Great Lakes or the level is going up. So there are challenges coming from weather challenges. We have built the systems here for 100-year flood. Now a 1,000-year flood we're getting. So we had so much flooding in Detroit. We are doing a study for next 10 years, 20 years, how it is going to be. So that's where we need all the technological innovations and how we can, how all this AI and everything can help. And that's where we need tremendous help. Thank you.
I just want to add something to Avinash actually. You know, when we were students, we used to go to there is about a mile away, we used to go for driver license at Social Security. So today, Avinash has his office in the same building. Every time I go there, it reminds my days. We used to stand in line to get the Social Security driver license. So today, I don't have to stand in line to go see Avinash today. I can go see him. And the second thing, I pray the God that Avinash should get an opportunity to complete that wall he did started. I hope he's going to get an opportunity. I had an opportunity to meet Tom Homan, who is in charge of the securing our borders at Avinash home last summer. So I just want you guys to know that he was there. I think I'm praying. I think you're going to get that opportunity again, Avinash. Thank you.
Dr. Ajit, earlier we heard about Miss Virginia. Did you have any Miss Virginia life when you were planning to come to the US?
I don't know. It looks like you already know my story. I was rejected visa 7 times.
Not 3, 7 times.
7 times before I came to US. 8th time, I went there. My mom said, "Don't go for visa. You'll come back depressed." I did not tell her that I was going for visa. So I got 8th time, and when I came here, my interest was I'm a typical STEM guy. That immigrants like engineers and doctors that immigrate from India, my interest was research. And my relatives told, don't go to research, you cannot make money there. Okay, they asked me to go to practice, but I went to research and I was involved in Albert Einstein College of Medicine of Research on gene therapy, very, very cutting edge. In the field I worked, there was hardly 3 or 4 worldwide experts. And just I'm not going to appear like I'm talking about myself, but I'll still tell because it's a story. Then I published several papers in the field, in that cutting edge field, and I wrote textbook chapters for medical people to read. And there is what is called a E1B category, wherein you get green card very quickly. So the people that rejected me 7 times visa, they gave me green card very quickly within a year. So this is the contribution of Indians, very typical. So I had a Virginia also, but it was a man. Okay. But in any case, this is the story of Indians. Indians are just like Sunny Reddy said, they are highly educated, they are law-abiding, tax-paying, they don't commit any crazy crimes. And America is getting this kind of high-quality immigrants at free of cost. India trains them for a cost, but they don't stay back in India. It's a net loss for India in a certain way. But America is importing this high-value product for zero money. And they come here and they contribute rather than taking jobs. Maybe they take some jobs, but also Avinash ji has created hundreds of jobs in this company. So we are not only taking jobs, which may be a small portion, but we are creating a lot of jobs. There are a lot of entrepreneurs in the tech sector especially, and they are giving a lot of jobs to people. So it's a net gain for America. I think encouraging immigrants to come in a legal way and to contribute here will help America in the long run. I do understand the anxiety that if there are Americans who are qualified to take those jobs, they should get the first preference. There is no questions asked. Everybody will agree that it's a fair argument. But once those positions are filled, when immigrants come, especially those like Indians that can contribute, they should be allowed to come. After having given the available jobs to Americans in the first preference, that will be a net gain for both, for America, first of all. Whether it's a net gain for another country or not, it's a different matter. It will be a net gain for America. That's my take on that.
Can I say something, Doc? Sure. So already America gained by giving you visa for 8th time. It's a net gain. I call it as I think most of our community, many of us sign the front of the check rather than the back of the check. That's a big deal. We are helping this economy by signing the front of the check. Thank you.
Anuji,
Yes.
I want to ask you about role and contribution of Indian American entrepreneurs, businessmen in this city, in this great city, which is called the auto capital of the world and is a state of Michigan.
So I think despite our economic success that we see with regard to the Indian American entrepreneurs in the state of Michigan, the economic success has not been translated into civic integration. We have not used the business success to translate into policy influence. And I think that's where we're lacking. I mean, building a business, scaling a business is something that the chamber does because we will be forging pathways, and that's a norm because we will be helping them with business resources. But how do you translate that success into a voice that will build a cohesive narrative for the entire community? Because I see that from an entrepreneurship space, everybody is building their successes in a very siloed space. I don't see them coming together, interacting, whether it is state level or federal level. And we're all in our own small bubbles. And that creates a different narrative. And ours, Indian American community, is the only the community that operates that way. When you look at other communities like the Chaldeans or Arab American, you see that they're all coming together as businesses. but we have not done that narrative. So I do know that we are building successes, and entrepreneurs are doing a great job in their space. But I think as a chamber or as a community, we lack that narrative. And I'm hoping that we will continue to do that. And that's where I see many of the businesses go as well in terms of progress.
Sure, Dr. Bajeli.
Namaste.
Well, network within the problem. Anyone has a problem, they come to you.
That is Hemaji. Anybody has a problem, not just in Michigan,
She's a
United States, she is the Indian American 911.
community.
But yes, please.
Yeah. So my question is, why shouldn't people like you be running for elected offices?
Well, I'm going to be running for a position next year. I will make my, I will, yes, this is probably the first place where I'm actually officially announcing it. But it's not, I'm sorry, not officially, but publicly announcing. Officially, my announcement will come next week. But one of the main reasons, why I feel we should have more political engagement in our community is I interact with so many people from the community, a lot of people. And there's so many issues that we have, the H-1B visa issues, the green card, immigration, legal immigration issues. I came to this country the legal way. It took me almost 18 years to get my citizenship. While someone who crosses the wall or jumps the wall or comes through a tunnel gets a citizenship within 5 years or 6 years, and then what do? They become a burden to the country, most of the cases. While we contribute economically, they take away the hard-earned money in the form of various schemes, the government schemes, right? That is just one of the issues. There are issues where we have the age-out factor. These are real burning issues that our community face. I know I have crossed the bridge. So, and my kids are born here, they don't have to go through that age-out factor. No. But my community is still there, which is still facing all these problems. And we got to talk about it. And without political will, there is nothing that is going to happen. And Anu just rightly put a little while ago, saying we have seen very successful people across in the country within our community. People like Avinashi, people like Sunny Reddy, people like Hari Devabadini. Very successful entrepreneurs, making all the big money and doing whatever they can to the community. But collectively, it is not being translated to where we have some kind of an advocacy group. And that is where I would definitely like to mention an organization called FITS, which is right here, Foundation of India and Indian Diaspora Studies, led by one fine gentleman called Khanderavji. And we go every year to the capital, and we meet about 70 to 100 congressmen and women, lawmakers, and talk about all these issues. A lot of people don't know that we do this every year. And that is where through India Abroad, I would request the community to support these activities, because if more people come and engage, and we are doing this for you, I'm telling you, I have zero interest personally. My kids and me do not have any age-out problems. We don't have any visa issues, but it is for the community that I come from, that I represent. And I am whatever I am today is because of the community around me. So I would use this medium to request everybody in the community to support organizations like FITS, support organizations like Hindu Action, and make sure we grow together as a community.
And India Abroad as well.
Of course. And India Abroad should be the medium through which we grow.
So I just want to add, it's an economic success of the communities are vulnerable without presence in the political decision making. That's going to make a difference, and that's why I think Ashok should run.
Thank you.
Got a support now.
Yes. And Sunny has been a big support to me, so thank you.
Hemaji, unanimously, this platform believes that you are the 911 for the community.
That's right.
So when I went to Indo for Pravasi Been, the people came to know that how I have. And second day, I was in almost 10 newspapers saying that we have a NRI 911. That's what gave me a title. But anyway, I'm very happy to help people.
around North America, around the world actually. So that's my goal now onwards. But what to do with the Indian community, as everybody is saying, that we need to come together. And I now don't keep that distance. I'm from Maharashtra, I'm from Gujarat, I'm from this is the time for all of us to come together and tell that we are successful people, we are honest people, we are non-violent people. All our executives are Indians in big companies, and we need to take that message all over the world, not just like Australia, they are hating Indians. No, we need to start with we are non-violent, we are peacemaking, we are hardworking, we are STEM educated, like Donald Trump wanted to educate STEM children, their local children. We are already, many people are coming from India, and we all are worked hard. Each and every minute of our life is towards our progress and as well as the America's progress. So I feel that it is time for us to come in and stay together and help. And the political, I saw the young generation coming on the newspaper in the India abroad. And we support in Michigan as Chandu Acharya, and we have a Gandhi Pal is the one that we started. So that children there, we send them to the Lansing, and we ask them to shadow that with the political candidates, and then they help. And we want to bring the I don't want to say he's the best, but Mamdani, the way Mamdani was speaking for one whole year, and the way he brought that. So all our children should be having the public speaking and come forward, and we all should support those children, because some of the children that when we went to send over political, they called me. They said, Hima, our children are not making that much money. They're getting very depressed. And you ask us to go them to the political field. But I said that that is the beginning. Because when we are going in Lansing, there are Arab American young children going and leading, and then this is the way that we decided to do for A4H, and we all are part of it. That we need to have our lobby, and I hope Sunny Reddy will go all the way to capital and take our person Anil Kumar and many of our leaders. They should go there and have our lobby there. That is very, very important after the scam. Thank you.
And whichever organizations you are all part of India Abroad family.
I just want to say, add to the Hema. I thought I was the only one calling you 911. I didn't know that. That's great. That's great. So one thing, if as Hema Garu said, if anybody interested, I can tell you have the best opportunity. I am the second in command in the party. If any kids interested, this is the time. This is the time. I have a power. I can make the decision. I want our kids to be involved in the process. So please spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for okay, Mike. Michigan is the #1 big state when it comes to election presidential for the state. And Indian American being a small population, but they play an important role in that. Can I ask you one question about last 1 year after the elections? How, what's your view on President Trump's administration for the 1 year? What impact it has made in general in Michigan and also on the Indian Americans?
Sure. In one word, if I have to tell, we went from free trade to fair trade. Okay? So we were at the free trade, we went to the fair trade. Because of Trump, current administration, even our allies in Europe, they end up paying for their fair share. And I think that's what, depending on which way you look at it, I always say that, you know what, we all connect to India. When you look at India point of view, I don't blame Prime Minister Modi. He's doing what's supposed to help the country. That's India first. Whereas Trump, same thing. Trump point of view, America first. So I don't see any problem. The tariffs are not a permanent solution. Tariffs are a negotiating tools. So eventually, we're going to come across. I don't see any issue. I think if you look at it, because of that, today gas price, it's lowest in the last 5 years. And those are the results of current administration. So thank you.
Adnanji, on the immigration part, right? What are your thoughts on it? has the country been much safer, secure when it comes to immigration?
As Sri Thanedaji, Congressman, spoke about immigration. This country is built on immigration. So when we came here 40 years ago, and it was like a big group, like they had infrastructure, they had an opportunity to grow. Now, this country is built on immigration. Right now we're in turmoil, but this is going to settle down. So right now you can see that taking Indian technologies out. There was some kind of news yesterday and de-Indianizing the IT firms. You heard about that? So it's a rhetoric going on, but I think it's going to settle down. I think they still have the solid policies. I think the president has the executive authority right now, so he's doing all these things. But when he goes to Congress, they will have the balance power. I believe that this is going to settle down.
Avinash, can I just want to add something what Avinash said. If you look at last 4 years, compare last 1 year, look at the border. How many people crossing the border? Illegal immigrants. It was an open border. America was the only country without the borders. Today, you see, you can count probably 1 or 2 people coming across the border. And that's the security of the country. Okay. Now, the intention is to control the illegal immigration, but I do agree. There's a spillover some of the issues. I think hopefully the administration realizes that. When you look at the millions of people here and there is it's a normal. But I think we need to educate as a community. I think we need to represent. We need to educate. I think I do agree. I think some of our community also affected. I think definitely. Whenever I have an opportunity, I'll be working, I'll be sending the message. Just want to say that. Thank you.
Anuji?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to whatever they said with regard to, because skilled immigration is not charity. People keep thinking every time they say skilled immigration, it's not charity, it's competitive advantage. And let's get one thing clear. India has talent, Michigan needs the talent, and we don't want any barriers. And as business owners, they love predictability. They don't like trade wars. So the balance will happen, but we have to give it some time for discussions to happen, conversations to happen, and to have the right people at the table. Just like as Sunny had mentioned earlier, we do not have the right constituents discussing about trade. Even in Michigan, we have people from different kinds of society who are coming in together for conversations. Even at any of the commission meetings we don't have business owners actually talking about what the issues are. So I think, especially when it comes to skilled immigration, I just feel that it's more a competitive advantage. And I think it's something that it transcends everything else. And we have to create a sense of belonging as opposed to, you're good enough to work here, but you're not good enough to belong here. That rhetoric will not work. And we have to have that kind of sense of belonging.
If you get a chance, what kind of reforms would you like to have?
Oh, immigration policies is a big subject. Even though I'm not the right candidate, because at my level of running for office, that is not going to be within my thing. But I think there should be a fair sense of retaining talent, no matter which part of the world they come from, because the United States is the land of the immigrants. That is, we keep saying this, it sounds very cliche, everybody knows that. But in letter and spirit, the only way to make that happen is if all the lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, both the Democrats and the Republicans, support legal immigration system. And there are so many within this audience or within the community who are so talented, who are very passionate and who want to contribute. And contribution is being meaningfully done. We already have a successful record. We have doctors in the community. We have engineers who have become, entrepreneurs. We have IT professionals who are contributing in every field. So again, and these are areas which directly affect the lives of the entire American community, not just necessarily the Indian Americans, right? Because when we come and we create a job, I don't think people like Avinash or people like Sunny Reddy will look at, you're a white or you're a brown or a yellow and then give a job. They are purely going to give a job or work based on the merit of the person who applies. It is pure economics, it's, there is no other discrimination that can ever happen because that is not how we have been raised. That is not our thought process.
One quick question, I will ask the same question to Hinoji as well. When you move around the community, we have been seeing reports from across the country about ICE raids and other things impacting mobility. Have you seen that such things in Detroit, in Michigan, and that too impacting the Indian Americans?
It's something that at least I have not come across. So the ICE raids and things are happening. That is there in the news. So there's no denying that the ICE raids are not there. But I don't believe it is to an extent where it is alarming in our community at least. And we got to be very wise about it. If there's any students who are working illegally, they should not. They're here for a system. If you break the law, you're going to be in trouble. So as long as our community is not breaking the law, I personally don't believe there is a single case that has been reported where illegally someone has been detained or someone. If I've done nothing wrong, I have nothing to fear.
Thank you.
So I just want to add something actually. Hema garu called me one time. She's a 911, so she called me about one of the student actually. I mean, you know what? I was talking to them. Many students, even Wayne State too. Couple of students, they got a letter. They approached me. When they look back, they were looking at the records, something negative. Unless they're not just going randomly catching a student and harassing. But unfortunate. I mean, these are all small things too. But they're looking into those things. But other than that, I don't see any harassment in Michigan.
So you don't see any systematic pattern of harassing?
I don't see anywhere, just to make it very clear, I don't see anywhere the systematic attack. It's I can say probably some of them may have something minor in their record, but other than that, I don't see any systematic.
Many people, in particular Trump's opponents, say that he is anti-immigrant. Sense against Indians increased in the last 11 months. What is your?
Let me ask you a question. I'm an example. 2.4 million people voted for me. Trump endorsed me.
That in Michigan.
In Michigan. So he's not a racist. So I just want to let you guys know. I went to the second in command in the party in Michigan, Republican Party. If they don't like us, I don't think I would have been there. I'm a good example.
Let me say why people are saying that he's profiling. Because I want to talk about the border immigration. So when we were building the wall, that time we see 10 to 15,000 people sitting under the bridge. They want to come in. Every day we used to have buses rounding up people and bringing them. It's just a river between the US and Mexico. And every day we'll see these drug cartels and drug small boats coming there. Apparently. So Trump has systematically caught those people. Definitely has profiled those people and he's rounding those up. You see those in California. So you see those in the Texas borders. But I don't see it in Michigan or even the systematic targeting the particular race or I did not see. Unless my wife knows.
Just to Avinash, even at the border, it's not a systematic attack. It's a people coming in. Obviously, they have to stop. It's a border, right?
I'll take the immigration question if you don't mind.
Please.
Of course, none of us are experts in this. Maybe Mohammed is an expert, but none of us are experts. But if we go back to the drawing board, if we are confused by all the cacophony that's going on, if we go back to the drawing board, America has the absolute right to allow people that it wants to allow and not allow people that it doesn't want to allow. But from a moral and ethical standpoint, illegal immigration is wrong. we as Indians, with so many Bangladeshi illegal immigrants, we understand. We understand very clearly that illegal immigration is wrong. While therefore America will and should allow people that benefit it, and should not allow people that harm it. The people that benefit it are people that are law-abiding citizens, that are STEM educated, that will help America progress. People that harm it are illegal immigrants that have become public charge, or illegal immigrants that don't like America and want to do some kind of a crazy criminal activity, come here and explode bombs. So, in a nutshell, America has the right to allow who it wants to allow, and America should allow those that benefit it and should not allow those that harm it. It's a very simple rule. And that is the kind of immigration policy that people everywhere would support and would like to see.
So,
I like.
US is a country of immigrants. And throughout the decades, people have been coming to this country, this land of opportunity. Do you think it's time for course correction when it comes to policies on immigration?
Absolutely. Nobody will disagree with this because it has become such a mess. Now, there is a confusion of conscience in people in America where large number of millions of illegal immigrants are allowed and people think it's okay because they're poor people. But it's not America's responsibility to take care of all the poor people in the world. It's wherever country they come from, it's those governments' responsibility to grow the economy and take care of them. While if the people are politically persecuted and they seek real asylum, not coming here in the pretext of asylum, but those who seek real asylum, such people can be allowed on humanitarian grounds. And then it becomes a large number of people seeking asylum, then America has to sit back and see whether these people are really seeking asylum or just using the door to enter. Then the reform should be basically, I would agree that immigration should be allowed based on merit. And when meritorious people want to come and contribute to America, they should be allowed. When people want to come here and harm America, and they can identify in today's technology world, if somebody applies for visa, you can go to his Facebook or Instagram post and see what he says about things, what his views are. And if you deny him visa because he espouses views that are harmful to the values that America has, then America can deny them visa. It's not a crime to look at somebody's Facebook post and see that for years and years, that person has posted things that do not agree with American values, and we don't want to allow such people. So that's very fair. But in the same breath, I'll tell you this: most Indians, you cannot see an Indian immigrant coming here and doing the bank robbery.
Right.
It's almost a joke when you say that. There is actually a stand-up comedian who talks about this matter, and it's a joke if you say Indians come to this country. Rarely you may see Indians come involved in some, but it's very rare compared to the number of Indians that are here. Most Indians, just like how Sunny Reddy says, are law-abiding, highly educated, tax-paying people, and we bring values of tolerance that is very inherent to Indian culture that will help America also in a civilizational way.
And they sign in front of the check, not in the back of the check.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Everything coming to you. Nine.
Yes.
What kind of
Yes.
what kind of calls that you receive, redress calls that you receive, and you see any immigration related calls that you
Yeah, so when they were started reporting students and all, they were Sunny is my 911. Because I'm calling the oncologist, wife, the cancer patient, they're dying, and second, so those kind of calls I did it. So they are my 911. I am somebody's 911. So what happened when I was working, visiting this wall project, that time the new government came and we have to close all our construction and all. So when we were flying and we had our own plane going up there, and I'm seeing like so many people are going and running and crossing the border. This new government was not doing anything. And that time the COVID was there. And I saw the people there, what do they call that? Millions and millions of people, we were taking care of that, the medicine and all that. So that expenses came on us, number one. 35 years ago when I came to America, that time I used to make $4 an hour. And I used to think about, should I buy this or shouldn't I buy this? And that time I don't know about illegal immigration. Now I'm seeing that so many illegal immigrants are coming. So that time I used to see that people, they had like so many children and they're buying all the food stamps. Now also I'm hearing people are coming from other countries and you will hardly see any Indians taking advantage of food stamps. And they're taking social welfare and benefits and all that under the name of illegal kind of immigration, that asylum, sorry. And we are not low to Indian government, sorry, American government or Michigan government. We really are very loyal. And when we had 3,500 students came, that all over nation America. So Michigan, there were maybe some students were there. And what they did, only they drove 5 miles. And their ticket was there. And they were on that, the police, whatever case. And that's what they were finding. But then we had lawyers. Some lawyers, Indian lawyers came together and they decided to help these students with no money. So all these, most of the students, they stayed back. So there was nothing against them that they did some illegal kind of activity. Unless, like I used to get the phone calls from the airport saying that they are reporting me. I was coming to America, can you please say? And I said, what did you do? And I really did not do anything. But there was something that they were, in the restaurant or something, and they found some food. In that case, we couldn't help. Again, I'm saying that we are very hardworking people, and we hardly break any rules. Maybe 1% of people, and we all Indians should come together and instead of spreading the all negativity about. I just recently came that 200 visas were given to the IT on the fake experiences and all that. So instead of we spreading those words, I'm not saying that cover that down, but talk good things about Indian community. That is the only way, and the political is the only way that we can show and we find out. Thanks.
I'd like to open the floor for questions if you have any.
Can I say
Yeah.
one thing? I think Emma is also a directory. She knows exactly who to reach. And when there is an issue, depending on the issue, she reaches the right person. Thank you, Emma. Thank you very much for what you do.
Any question?
I just have one thing just now recently. So what happened? Just recently, parents came to visit in California, Grand Canyon, and they were leaving on 24th of December. I got the call at 2 a.m. saying that there is an accident and please help. And it was not 2 a.m. there; it was maybe 11 a.m. So that calls I get it. That's one of the things that many students they committed suicide. Many students are involved in accident. And one more thing that I want to talk about immigration, many H1 people are dying with a heart attack. Last minute, 48 years or 45 years. Those are the stress from the H1. And I think the American government should do something for this because they are losing the talent. The whole family has to uproot and go back to India. We are selling their houses and all. So when I was working in 2020 for the COVID time, all these young doctors, they were on the floor working day and night. They were on H1. They died. And their family was calling me, hey, I have a 2-year-old child and I am just by myself. And what should I do? They have to go back. So they did not stay here illegally. But, we lost so much talent at that time with the COVID time. And no one was there for them. I wanted to meet somebody, go to Capital and tell that protect these H4 families because they die like how the soldiers they die for our country. So these people were dying on the biological war. I call that as from China. So we should protect those children and that family. And it did not happen. I hope that family is safe in India. So thank you.
So would request you to please come here, introduce yourself and ask a question because the camera is here and it's just going to get easy. Yeah.
My name is Sumit Rao, and thank you for all of your views. Those are really eye-opening. So my question is, I think I agree with all of you. America should think about the country first because they are free, and it is not for free for sale. Someone can come from here and do it.
And same for India also, they are saying for the developing. So my question is, like, we are, so people are on H1B, so they give us a petition, approve it. So now, earlier starting was, there was Dropbox 1 year. Now this government has reduced, for like, completely remove the Dropbox. Then they said we are talking in person interview, okay. But in person, then again, the December, they rescheduled it. Those who have appointment, like the 5 months, they rescheduled it. So due to that, my only request to the wrong emphasis. So if we have any emergency in family, let's say last parents or parents of like, I haven't been to country before, you can't go. If there is some law, like if you have emergency, if you can go and come back, maybe they can scrutinize us, like whatever they feel like they should be here.
So please ask the question.
Yeah, so is there any way you can like force like Sanji or like you who are running some law, right? If when next one there and anyone, we can go back if there is some emergency. Yeah, got it.
First of all, we're all at the state level. We don't have any authority to do that, but at least we can talk to the right person.
Yeah.
Recently, actually, one of the family, I got a call that some died, they need an emergency visa, the appointments are not getting it. So I developed a rapport with Laura Williams in Hyderabad, Consul General. So I sent her a message that can you please help? She immediately gave them an appointment, and luckily they were here. So it's when it comes to the current policies, actually, the biggest problem with the H1Bs from India is a country quota. That's the one hurting us. Otherwise, every one of them could have got their green card long back if they go by merit-based. And then Trump always says it should be a merit-based. Even in colleges also, I see the big difference right now. But hopefully they take out that country quota. That's the obstacle for all our H1B from India. So definitely we can at least take this matter and inform them. We may not be able to make the difference. We should have asked the Thanedar to do it. He's one of the decision maker. He's in the Congress. So, but we can at least educate them. We can definitely take it.
I would just like to add a quick point. Is you've all heard how Sunny Reddy ji was able to get someone the appointment in the Hyderabad embassy, right? But that happens only because of whatever political engagement and personal effort that he put in. The only way to address the problem community-wise, large scale, is again, the answer is with the community. We need political engagement from everyone in the community. So when we talk about politics, the first thing people say is, oh, it's a dirty field. We don't want to be engaged in political activities. That mentality has to stop, and stop now, or stop yesterday. We must engage in political activities. We must encourage and support people who are actively in politics, because politics is the only way to solve these kind of problems. We are right now, we're happy that, we are happy with people like Sunny in a position of power, but that is not enough. That is far from enough to really uplift our community. The answer is with each and every one of you.
There is I work with the immigration issues all the time. So I went to New York, just like there was a Uber driver, and then he was speaking not right English, he was African American. He said, I said, how did you come to America? He said, we have 50,000 spots every year. And so I get the green card as soon as I come, and I get the citizenship. Now I invited my family. 6 months they have the citizenship. Can you believe? So that is a voters kind of thing. So now the American government should visit. How many years ago that they allowed on timing in a state, a country on the map, 50,000 people a year. And same thing with the Albanian. They also come on the lottery system. So they should go back. If that policy was done 50 years ago, they should stop that. Now they change our policy. Indian immigration stamp on students that they are not coming, they are not able to come here. They should go back and revisit. Should we allow them 50,000? Should we allow them to come on the food stamps? Should we allow them to social welfare, or we should allow somebody who can do the farming, or we can do the IT, they increase this American status there. And then if India is populated country, then they should increase the quota accordingly. And with the IIT graduates, and if you go, we are in NASA, we are in executive, they should think about all these things versus that 50,000 people from each small country they are allowing. So Sunny, if you can talk to.
So that's the biggest problem in this country. They give a nice name, diversity. In the name of diversity, it's not a diversity, it's a discrimination actually. Even in the colleges, everywhere, Indian American kids are the most disadvantaged kids when it comes to college admissions because we are the most educated community in the country. 100% of our kids goes to the college, not a single other community there. So it's a diversity, and that's what the policy in this country. They want to diversify, bring only these people, these people, these people. If they take out that one, I think probably this will solve, but one day, hopefully. But right now, the changes are coming in the colleges. I see more and more. I think their DEI policies are going away. Hopefully, they will go forever. They'll go away forever.
To add to that, I'll just add to that. The premise behind this country code was diversity, so that there is somehow diversity is seen as a godsend. But if Indians come in large numbers, that is also diversity. Somebody raised this. I asked an aspirant politician. They said because of diversity, we want diversity.
But I remind all of you, 7 or 8 years ago, there was a he was committed by a Chechen. He got green card, green card, and he had come on country quota. What he did, he did a terrorist. Just, we have to be very careful when we do this. We have to give visas to meritorious. We have one last question from the audience. No.
One more thing, Sunny, I wanted to tell you because in California and everywhere, these immigration lawyers are saying that my client, his life is in danger because of this Hindu religion that they are going against it and they are getting green cards. And this is going on for many years. So, Sunny, if you can also tell the government that we Indians don't even damage anybody there. To add to all the work that we've been doing, right? To make some great work. One biggest piece which I think is we have all these federal deficits, which I think should be complemented by state policy. This is where Sunny and folks like him should be working towards state policies to complement all of those federal deficits. Another big piece, which I know is something that we are trying to advocate for, is international credentialing. When people come in IIT, when an engineer from IIT comes to the country, how to redo their credits? When you have a 10-year, tenured doctor, MBBS coming here, they have to retake all of that. So we need some kind of a value. I'm just giving some kind of a solution that can happen. That's something that I think from an advocacy perspective, we have to work towards it because that will probably showcase more talent that we have. We need to create that storytelling aspect. Are so bad at. And I'm hoping that we will have one cohesive narrative that will drive our story. And I'm hoping India Abroad could do that. So I'm putting the whole thing back on you because you have the platform to make our voices heard. And I'm hoping that all the voices could be, heard in the right way and effect.
One last set of questions to all of you. Indian Americans have played a big role of this country. Be the startup, industry, the hotel owner. Contributing further. Tanya, that question, the buzz of AI.
aspect of everything. So I think that is one of the main things that we have learned, how we can utilize that within the that will take. Similarly, the climate we have actually kind of climate variation. So I think there has to be next raise centennial, some kind of supercomputer, something regarding or develop that if these calamities are going to happen like this. So some, otherwise we'll not be able to cope with it because we have I mean, thousands of hundreds of thousands of people are apply here and Detroit. We have a big infrastructure because we predict infrastructure based on only data. Now this AI come to something like that. That is the next frontier. I think Indian Americans will continue to contribute in STEM subjects. They'll open companies, they'll be entrepreneurial. So I'm not going to say that that is the next thing they should do. This plan, but one thing that we can really do that we have been lacking is we can organize ourselves politically and be a bridge between the biggest democracies of the world.
So I spoke a lot, but what happened, my experience right now, we were many Indian doctors with a high end. Now I'm seeing that reduce because our generation, like our children, they don't want to become a doctor because it's a long process. But I am seeing that people are coming from Middle Eastern countries and they are having some kind of qualifications, and I'm seeing taking over the hospitals. And I feel that all parents, America, get parents to our children to go for it. They were wrong. But that's what my experience is. And speak about that. Well, in a very, very short way, I think technologies are continuing to evolve. So AI could be today's buzzword, but it's been there for 10 years, but it could be the buzzword. But there might be something else that's coming out next. But I think the intellectual capital, the knowledge capital is right here in this community. I think Indian American community has the skill set to drive industry because all the industries are intersected right now. There's nothing, it's like a centralized ecosystem. And I think the talent pool that we have is enormous. I think it has to trickle down to the next generation. We are always stuck in that generation of where we know things, but then there is always the next generation that we don't train. And I think we need to mentor and we need to train the next generation because that's who's going to be leading our intellectual legacy. So I think that's where I would go.
One last word for you. You can't go first.
So I just want to say, Hemaji, is that we should things change 20 years ago. I just want to give a small joke. A second generation Indian American is at the whole ceremony is sitting, mom is sitting at the front. Somebody goes to her. Change. The change. Nowadays, there are many options available. I think we should encourage our kids to go. If one of them is a gift. I think the next generation should see that we can be at the table. We can be part of the decision making. That's
Well, I mean, after all these wise words, there is really nothing much to add. It's just, kind of paraphrase or rephrase Sanagati's words. You are either sitting on the table or you become the menu. It's as simple as that. So choose what you want to be. Sit at the table and be a part of the decision making process. And please remember, ingrain in your head that it is for the next generation. It is for the next, it's for the future, our future. That we do what we do, all the community work, that's going to temples, that's but cultures, having different organizations like Orissa Community, Marathi Mandal. Why do we do that here? Because that is our identity, and we want to form the tribe called the Indian American tribe. Humans are tribal in nature, so we must be the tribe. We must be the strong community that we potentially can be, but it depends on each and every one of us.
Thank you for being with us after this fantastic panel. We reach out to the cities and communities and raise them on issue that matters to them. One last thing, India Abroad is being run by community support. You must have flyers in your hand, export and export, and subscription, or $24.99. Please subscribe to it. Thank you so much. And we'll come back again. So this startup.
And before we end, I would like to, thank Team India Abroad. Thank you, Lalji, Yusuf Party, and all others. So it is again one area, the media, where we are not very strong. We do a lot of work. There is a lot of success that we achieve that gets, it is subsidized because we don't have the visibility. So we would request, India Abroad to support the Michigan Indian American community as entirety, and we will in turn support you in whatever way which we can. But together, I think we have the potential to make our community stronger, make our voice heard, because we do a lot of good stuff and we don't get it out, then it dies a natural death. So thank you again, Lalitji and Shupalji and the entire team behind India Abroad. We appreciate you coming over to Detroit and making us a part of your team. Thank you.
My thoughts, thank you. Just want to say special thanks to Bharat. He taken me to community. He never say much. He never say much. And so he always keep it. So he's always there. Thank you, Mom.
So I'll have to add to that. So I'll be first, but on behalf of we have to appeal to all those who are watching this video or who are listening to us here. There is a beautiful event that has been first of by heartfulness. A meditation event conducted by G, who's popularly called that back in Hyderabad. But it is involving over 160 countries from across the globe. That all of us will sit down in wherever in our respective homes in our comfortable sofas or wherever we sit for 30 minutes. Please remember, telling this from my heart, if all of us meditate together, it will bring the magic to the world. And that we are all going to meditate at the same time. And that is the record that Daji has taken the sankalp for. All of us, irrespective of our caste, religion, or region, participate. We must spread the word. Please, we will share the flyer to all of you. And I would request India Abroad also to support this great event. This is going to be once in a lifetime opportunity and an opportunity for all of us to become a part of the Guinness Book of World Records. So it is a sense of achievement, a sense of pride that we should be taking. And these are the events that help us grow together as a community. So again, remember 21st December, World Meditation Day. The flyers are out there. Please scan the QR code and the free absolutely no single penny anymore. So please. Last.
I wanted to say, but I should stop. So I just want to add, taking the time, thank you. So here, last request for the community leaders, since we are discussing issues
I think the Indian American community in Michigan would greatly benefit with a direct non-stop connection from Detroit to India. So if all of you leaders can please voice that to the Department of Transportation, that would be a great addition to Michigan. So just one minute. It's nothing to do with that. It's a 85%. So without Delta's blessings, no other airline. Right now, at least we have a one-stop solution. Before we didn't even have that one, we did what 4 5 to happen. Department, it's a Delta.
So we'll continue with that effort and we'll see how we will not achieve it. Continue that effort.
Let me conclude. So otherwise, it is going to be continued.
You want to come here?
No, it's okay. Yeah, you can come. It's okay. Yes, no. So I was sitting there. Wow. Such a nice discussion. Such a beautiful audience. And such a positive vibe. Believe me, I'm speaking from my heart. Not saying for just to say that. All you guys are amazing. So, formally, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude the India product, we extend our sincere thanks to our speakers, panelists, and all attendees for your valuable time, insight, and our heartfelt appreciation also goes to our community leaders, partners, and attendees whose engagement and support make this dialogue impact. Events like this remind us that open discussion, balanced journalism, and community connections in essential. Thank you to our community partners for making this dialogue possible. Today's conversation reaffirmed the importance of balanced journalism and meaningful community dialogue. On behalf of India Abroad, thank you for your support. We look forward to continue these conversations as was listening as a subset yoga and few more. This is the beauty of this conversation. एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म पे सारी बातें। When we're sitting and कई बार शब्द आ रहा है ना dialogue संवाद, so I went back. When Arjun and Krishna both they were dialogue, उनका संवाद था जो आज तक हम और गुरु नानक देव जी said कुछ कहिए जब लग रहिए कुछ सुनिए कुछ कहिए, and this event reflect our those gurus like Krishna, Arjun, Guru Nanak Dev. So thank you, all of you, and definitely we need to continue this kind of conversation. And you all will see whenever you come, either you or myself, you have come, we see API, your other. So thank you so much again.
We have a group photo.
Thank you, Madam.
Can you all expand?
Yeah, you give us the down.